So when I say your girl's a little stressed and a little strapped for time, she is, but she's gonna look presentable while she's doing it, because no need to scare the plants. Did I just spill my tea? Wow. Are my under eyes crazy? I mean, do I have bags, or is that just the video? Oh, so there's a hole in her. It's good to know. A lot of these I either want to completely cut back because I just don't like how they're growing. I'm looking at my Alocasia Frydek and I cannot stand that plant. Every time I get it to growing some type of good, it does not continue to flourish. Oh, goodness. I was not built to be stuck in small places. Mama. Should I cut it? I kind of want to cut it now. I'm going to cut it. Oh, it's really fast work. Like, you really got out that corner quick. Sis is dry. She's dry. So she don't want to stay alive. I get it. I get it. Alrighty guys, so I'm back again. I believe I had a video filmed for last week, but something came up, and these next 2 weeks at work are going to be very difficult for me to find time to film. So I'm going to try to do what I'm doing this morning. I've chosen to pick up some overtime shifts at work to help out the job and to get more money. And so it takes away my one day of like full peace, really. So I really don't have a day truly fully off in the next 2 weeks. I'm pretty much working at one, if not both of my jobs for 14 days straight. So we have my tea. The topic at hand is I want to just get my face looking somewhat passable so that I don't scare my plants, because they are the key today. I have been avoiding them for about 2-ish weeks on and off. At minimum, I water some of my plants. Some of them are like they haven't seen water in quite some time, which is not good, especially for plants, if you're very familiar, that are in moss poles. I'll be taking you guys through all of my plants. I have 3 major zones in my apartment that house plants. My bedroom right here, as you can see in this back corner. As you can see, the light's not on. That's because it's that early in the morning. I got off at 6:30 a.m. I drove right here, changed, and I'm ready to film, get a little bit dirty with my plants. I'll shower later, get ready for bed, to wake up, to go to something to hang out with myself where I'll see more plants. I'm very excited about that. And then I'll go in for another overtime shift, and then yet again to my part-time job. So when I say your girl's a little stressed and a little strapped for time, she is, but she's gonna look presentable while she's doing it, because no need to scare the plants. So today we're just trying to get through. Okay, so what it do, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Your girl is here to do a get ready with me to take care of the plants because they're dying. They're dying, and I need to reset a lot. I need to trim back a lot. I need to do a lot of things. On my face right now is absolutely nothing. Why? Because before I went in for my overtime shift, I overslept. So I didn't have time to do skincare. I had to cut down certain things. Skincare was one of them. So that was not a thing for me. So what I'm going to do is use a very moisturizing primer that will also help to combat my oils, because my oils are going to be going in on me today because I did not prep them either last night before I went to bed or this morning when I woke up to go to my overnight shift. So I'm going to be using the Range Beauty True Intentions Bronzing Primer. I find that this is one of my more kind of moisture retentive primers, if that makes sense. It definitely does have a glow, as it says in that bronzing name, but I feel like it gives my skin a nice drop of water so my skin doesn't feel like fully dehydrated anymore. I also find that this is really good at combating my oils throughout the day. So yeah, we are excited about that. In front of me, what I'm drinking is my tea. I brewed a lemon ginger tea. I have been sick, y'all, sick as a dog. I don't know what it was. I went out with some friends during Halloween, so we might think it might be that. I also cooked like a crazy clown last weekend, so it might have been that. I don't really know. I don't know, but I'm over it. And so I have been drinking teas left and right since the end of time, and at this point it's a routine. When I get home, I drink at least 2 cups of tea before I go to bed. So this is my first cup. My second cup is a sleeping tea to help me sleep, so I probably won't have that during this video, obviously, because I want to stay up and get things done. But after this video, probably when I'm getting in the editing phase, because I do need to edit a video for this weekend, I will go ahead and brew that tea. It also helps to keep me warm. I don't know if you guys can hear in the background, but your girl's heat is out. It's out. I will hopefully not be re-signing a contract for living at this apartment complex next year. So because it's out, I have 2 semi-small space heaters located in my like 7-roomed apartment. Not 7 bedrooms, but like there are 7 distinct kind of rooms in this apartment. And so yeah, 2 space heaters. Great. So I have them both in like centralized locations specifically for filming today, in hopes that I do not freeze, but otherwise your girl will have a tea somewhere nearby very much the whole video. So I apologize in advance if you guys can hear. I do have my other mic charging right now, hopefully, so that by the time we get to the actual filming of the plants edition, I will have that mic, and hopefully it won't be as offensive if you guys can hear the heating right now. I honestly don't know. I didn't take a test video. We're just going raw dog and hope it works out. So strap in. If you're not already strapped in, hopefully get a cup of tea if you are cold as well. Hopefully this is entertaining, to say the least, because like I said, the plants look atrocious. If you're not very into plants, I apologize. Hopefully it's entertaining, relaxing to see at least the tutorial portion of this video. It's going to be very minimal, not gonna lie, once I can get my hands off of this tea. But I hope that you still enjoy it nonetheless. My lips are dry. Do I have an Eardom lip balm up here? I've been reaching for those, and people have been talking it on my TikTok. Another issue, I've been on TikTok lately. Lord, if you don't know, TikTok was one of those things I had to ban myself from. Ooh, she is cold. And I banned myself from it because I get the viral sounds stuck in my head and then I can't go to sleep. Apparently that's no longer an issue. I think also I don't have as many sounds like trending on my feed right now. I will also warn you guys, eventually that light behind me will turn on. It should be turning on very, very soon. So I apologize. It'll take my camera a little while to get its life together, and then there we go. There we go. Actually, I think my camera just liked it. I don't see any issues, so that's good. So let me get some more tea and we'll really get into this tutorial quick and dirty, so that we don't scare the plants, and then we're going to dive into the plant care. Very, very good. Okay, for foundation, I feel like I've let that primer sit a little bit. Honestly, I might do another primer just to really give my skin a double boost. Let us see. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this spray. So this is actually a hydrating mist. This is the 24 karat from Tony Moly. I very rarely use this, but I'm gonna put this on just to give my skin another boost, because it's probably gonna be really dry, and the foundation that I'm gonna wear, which is actually a tinted moisturizer, is not forgiving on dry skin. That really felt nice. I really should probably I should pack this for work. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna go into my work kind of collection of hygiene products, because if I don't have the time, I do like to make sure that I look a little bit more put together than I kind of somehow leave my apartment sometimes. As for my foundation, like I said, I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrops. This is in the shade 20. And these are actually pretty good drops. I was not a huge fan for a while, mainly because I felt like they were just too mattifying for me. But there is definitely a time and a place, and today it's going to be today. I need something that's going to stay on my face throughout my plant care, not only because I have quite a lot of big plants which are heavy, and heavy things make your girl sweat, as I'm sure they make you sweat as well. And so I'm also going to be trying to combat my sweat throughout this period. But also I will touch my face throughout my plant care because I'm irritated. I'm like oversensitized, all that stuff. And so just having something that's a little bit more mattifying might help. I also find that sometimes just a different application method helps. And this is new. I know one person that really convinced me to try this foundation or tinted moisturizer, however you want to call it, was Angelica Nyquist. I don't know if she still likes it. Honestly, I haven't watched a video of hers in quite some time. Just the content that she's putting out is just not 100% something that I really want to see right now. No shade, no tea. Just something, you know, sometimes you just go through flows where the creators that you actually really enjoy aren't putting out something that you want to watch. And I find for me, if that's happening, I'm just not going to force myself to watch it. And as they put something out that I really jive with, then I watch it. But I think that this applied hopefully pretty nicely, pretty even. Honestly, I don't have my contacts in today, so this is just a really hope it worked type situation. I am just gonna hopefully let that sit right there. I have that really bad hyperpigmentation. I just I'm gonna put myself together, might as well really put myself together. So I'll flatten it out a little bit and hopefully it will dry out a little bit and I'll get more coverage there. Otherwise though, I think my face is really clearing out, which I really am happy about. I've been trying my best to keep my skincare up, to continue to clean my pillowcases and stuff, because a lot of times you don't realize how much oil and stuff is being held in those products. I also try to really remember to wash my hair a lot, but since I fixed my scalp issue, honestly, I've gotten back to my old habits, which means I will wash my hair every 2 weeks, if not longer. So I'm really trying to remember to just keep that stuff up. Did I just spill my tea? Wow. And it all comes back to self-care, something that I will really be focusing on in 2026. Just really making sure I keep up certain things. And honestly, I'm learning a lot on TikTok, as crazy as that is, of how people do their self-care, and I think I want to incorporate some of that stuff. So stay tuned for all of that jazz. As for my eyeshadow, I don't feel like doing anything, so we're just gonna pat with whatever is left on the sponge, and we're gonna call it a day. This I find dries pretty well, so I think for now we're not going to put powder. If we put any powder, it's going to be a very light dusting. I really don't feel like I need to do too much. I do want to do my brows. That is definitely something that I aim to really highlight and focus and kind of target these last couple of months. I have some things coming in from Amazon, and I hope that they will help kind of, I don't want to say fix it, because there's nothing wrong with my brows, but I think it would be really nice to just look like I have my brows done day in, day out, you know. And right now that's just not the vibes that I'm getting. I'm getting very no brow aesthetic when I don't have anything in my brows, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's definitely a place and a time, but I kind of want to just look a little bit more put together at all times of the week and not just when I'm sitting here filming. So my goal, if I can, is to possibly tint my brows so that they look a little bit more like they do when I put my makeup on. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a really quick brow with a product that I don't particularly love, but you know what, it's been giving me some decent results lately, so who am I to judge too hard on the product? It's giving me the finished result that I like. Maybe not the application that I prefer though. So there's that. It's a little harsh, as we know, but I will kind of cool it down, or kind of calm it down, if you will, with my brow gel. I know a lot of people are like low-key boycotting the brand. So if you have a brow gel that really works just like this one from e.l.f., please let me know. To be fair, I honestly forgot all the things that they did when I was actively involved in the community, and then they have done more stuff. They've done more stuff since I've been in the community, or kind of like checked out basically. Didn't realize until, once again, the TikTok advised me of that stuff. And you know, everybody can make their opinion on whether they're going to boycott the brand, whether they're going to throw away their products that they've already spent their money on, whether they're going to promote the brand, all of that stuff. I feel like I should just put powder on, because I'm gonna be pissed if it starts rubbing off like super easy. So I'm just gonna Tower 28 really quickly. So, you know, I would love some opinions. I am sure I can use a re-up, because I don't really stockpile. What am I talking about right now? I don't really stockpile brow gels. So definitely let me know if you have something that you would recommend. And the only other thing that I really want to do today is to just give me some mascara. Good night. This is going to be a very interesting video for me to edit, because this part already chaotic energy is at its max right now. So I'm just going to do my mascara. My very last video, I really went into detail about how I do my mascara. I have a short that is edited, but it's too long for YouTube Shorts, and that's really the only place that I upload shorts. Are my under eyes crazy? I mean, do I have bags, or is that just the video? Girl. Anyways, I have a short already edited, and it was supposed to go up last week along with my long form video, but it's slightly too long, and the part that I want to cut out is in the middle of the intro, and I honestly just did not have time to sit down to re-edit that video. So I will work on getting that up this weekend, along with whatever short form content I'm able to film this weekend. So just stay tuned. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all of the forms that I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to be as active as humanly possible, but it's hard. It's hard, you know. Got a part-time job, a full-time job, trying to do this, get myself all of that, and working overtime. It's a lot, but you know what? I'm gonna try to use this chaotic brain and energy in a positive way. So, anyways, I don't know if this really did what I thought it was gonna do. I really don't. But today, I think I'm finna just be satisfied. I'm satisfied that I tried to put myself together in some way, somehow. I'm gonna hope that my under eyes really don't look like I have really bad bags, because if it does, I need to do an eye mask, and that would have been helpful to know before I put on the makeup. But maybe I'll do that tonight before I go to my event, so I look like I'm not a part of the dead. Anyways, though, that's it for the get ready with me. I need to set up my camera, and we're going to start working on those those plants back there. I also need to get my shears, all of that jazz. So in just a second, we're going to regroup, and we're going to meet back there in my backdrop. I hope you guys enjoyed this chaotic energy. Get ready with me. Cheers. Let's dive into cleaning up my plants. Alrighty, guys. So this is the first time I'm showing you guys kind of this up close and personal view of my plant section in my bedroom. It's quite extensive. I've been slowly adding to it, and I actually have a ZZ plant that is out of frame. It's a ZZ plant, so I really don't have to do much to it. I'm not going to even stress over it. But the plants in this view need a lot of work. Because my mic is not working right now, we are just going to voice this over, and we're going to put some quiet calming music in the background so that you guys can hopefully come down from that chaotic energy that you just saw from me. Maybe even I'll add that to the end, because at that point you guys will have hopefully woken up. But I have a lot of work to do for these plants, and these are the plants I see daily, and they've been irritating me, so I really want to get some work into them. So follow along if you're interested, and then we will tackle some of the plants that need a little bit less work but just need some more care. So all of these plants I will pretty much be keeping here unless I feel like they're really dirty. Then I will be taking them to my guest shower to shower them off. That's just good to clean off the leaves so that the leaves can literally absorb all of the sunlight that they're getting from my grow light. So that's really the rhyme and reason for all of that. But yeah, no more talking. Let's just dive on in. This is just some nutrient water that I created off camera. I'm just going to throw some of it into my water jug. Oh, so there's a hole in her. That's good to know. So, in my first clip in my bedroom, lighting was not the best. I've learned my lesson. Hopefully, we're going to keep my backdrop as my couch, and I'm just going to be on the floor for the next, at least this room. Like I said, am in my living room, and this has quite a bit of plants here. So, a lot of my plants in this room get extremely neglected. I mean, extremely, mainly because I'm almost never in my living room. I will go from my bedroom to the kitchen. I will stop by my plant room to get some endorphins, whether it's during the work week, whether it's during the weekend, it doesn't really matter. This living room, I really don't come in here unless I'm DIYing, because my coffee table is one of the two surfaces that I really have to DIY my products on. So whether it's spray painting, building, whatever, cutting, I usually do them on this or actually my dining room table. So that's really the only reason why I'm in this room. So these plants, like I said, get neglected pretty badly. And because of that, a lot of them are in about the same amount of shape as you saw with that one plant that I put a lot of energy in during my bedroom portion. If you saw that, we'll see if I even keep it, because it looked, from my angle, it looked atrocious. I look like a big black blob. So nobody wants to be a big black blob. So try saying that a couple of times. Um, anyways, though, a lot of these I either want to completely cut back because I just don't like how they're growing. I'm looking at my Alocasia Frydek and I cannot stand that plant. Every time I get it to growing some type of good, it does not continue to flourish. It starts to lose the what is it called? Why am I blanking? There's a difference between the Alocasia Frydek and I can't think of the name. I'm gonna be so mad when I'm in editing because I'm gonna remember the name. It's the white spots. There's a specific term. I don't remember. I really can't remember for the life of me right now. But the elbow. It's losing its elbowness, and it's driving me crazy. It's also sticking way up from the pot. I hate it. I hate it so, so much. So I don't know if I'm going to completely cut that back, if I'm going to try to see if I have a bigger pot to maybe promote more root growth, and maybe it'll be stronger and it'll want to actually keep its pigment. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. I also have a philodendron in my living room that I'm kind of over. I really don't want to keep personally. It's nothing wrong with the philodendron. It's been growing beautifully. I've had no issues. I don't really have a lot of issues with my plants. I'm just over it. I also think I'm going to fully cut back my Oh, I'm staring at it. Why am I blinking on all of my plants today? I also think I'm going to fully cut back. Oh, this one's gonna actually haunt me. I think I might actually get some help from Etsy because I bought all of my seeds from an Etsy seller. Um, I'm gonna be so mad when I figure out the name of this thing. So mad. I promise you guys, I actually know the names of my plants. Well, some of them, my oxtail, my oxalis triangulatus. I know a lot of the plant names. I just, for whatever reason, am blanking on the two that I'm talking about right now. But I digress. I think I want to cut back fully my oxalis, because it's looking very droopy. It's not looked really good since it's been here in North Carolina. That I don't know if it was the move or what, but it's just not looked as good as it used to. So I think I want to fully cut it back, store it in my guest room because I don't really put on a lot of light over there. It's cold because I don't have the vents open, and then try to revive her again. Right, so my battery cut off on me, but I want to fully cut back my oxalis triangulatus. I've been thinking about it. I'm just going to cut her fully back. Hopefully she will grow back next year. If not, I can easily start her again, as long as the nodes are still good. And not the nodes, it's the seeds. Those are still good. Everything else in here, I think I'm kind of okay with. I just want to do a check-in, actually take them out of their spots instead of just watering them in their spots. Look at them. I also recently moved my fern, my fern over here. Um, it looks crazy. I really did some work to her when I first moved in here, and she's just honestly never recovered since then. So I want to see. Hopefully, I've felt that the roots are fully grown into the leca under it, which I'm really happy about. But I don't see a lot of fronds really coming from her. So I might check in on her. Like I said, I recently moved her into this room, so I want to kind of see how she settles in to this room in general. And like I said, just kind of do an overall check on all of my plants. So I think I'm going to do is just like literally bring the plants here. If you want kind of an overview of what my living room looks like right now and like where my plants are, the setup and all that, we'll do that maybe in a different video. But as I saw in that last video, or in that last clip, just doing them where I'm filming and you guys have the backdrop as the light, I just don't think that works for my skin tone. So we're just not going to play myself again. Actually, I just realized that I did address my my orchid in my other room. So I have another orchid right here, and I now see that one of her leaves are yellowing, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. So let's look at her and see what's going on. Okay, so this leaf is yellowing. As far as the roots, so quite a lot of, I see one root right here that is silver, which means it needs more water, but one over here that looks green, the leaf is covering her. I think I'm going to go ahead and give her some more water just to make sure she's good to go. The pot that I have her in, unfortunately, is not a pot where I can just like water in like its spot and just remember to take the water out at the end. So I need to go get a glass tray so she can sit in the water and really suck up what she wants until she's done. So let me do that. And I think at that point I will have had everything that I need near me. My other plant that's hanging, that also needs a tray to drop into. So I'll just make sure to get 2 trays. I think I have everything else though. So let me go ahead and run and do that, just so that we can kind of fully get to cleaning, and hopefully good audio, good video, good everything. So I told you guys that I wanted to add water to my orchid. Here she is. There's not going to be a lot of like actual water that it can hold in because the tray is actually quite short. So what I'm going to do, I don't know where my little cup is. I think it's on the other side of my plant, and I'm just right now not at the best angle. Let me get the cup because I've already killed enough plants by overwatering them. I'm going to just put the water in the cup. as of right now, I'm back to her because my watering can apparently has a hole in it. And I just try to kind of okay, okay. I try to make sure that the water evenly is over the coating of the plant. And then I let it sit. You guys can't see what's happening with the plant because you're focused on me. Let me give you access to the plant so you guys can see what's going on. Because honestly, that's more important right now than seeing my face. Okay. So now y'all can see the plant. My camera wants to focus on the plant. Please focus on the plant. Okay, so I have it in like a tray and I have a little bit of water there. I think I might give it some more water because the lowest holes, actually, I haven't put the water high enough for those holes to acquire the water. And maybe that was the issue because I've done this a couple times. Well, no, it can get the water from the inside. So either way, I'm going to let the water soak up from this while I'm doing all of my other watering. And towards the end of today, I will then address that and take it out because it takes a couple of hours for it to kind of soak up the water. This is a similar deal to my philodendron Brazil. So I like to just bottom water this as well. This is not a plant, honestly, that I expect much from. I kind of got this because it was cute, it was hanging, and I have a section in my living room in which I hang certain plants. So I'll just show you guys. It's a really cute plant. No, don't get me wrong, but it's not something that like if and when I downsize, because I am actively thinking about downsizing, I don't think that this is going to be one of those plants that will last. I might keep a cutting or two and I can always restart the plant, but I might just go ahead and kind of give this to a friend. I have a lot of coworkers that are currently getting into plants and plant care, and so this might be going to one of them. So what I will be doing, that is if they want it, of course. So what I'm going to do is just water. I like to water from the top. And then once I start to see water kind of coming out the bottom, I'll just water just a little bit more. And then I'll just let her sit once again, just to soak up all that water. It takes me a while to bring this down from the wall. So a lot of times this is like severely dehydrated once I get to her. And so I like to give her as much time to kind of soak up the water as she can. I think I talked about it in my voiceover at the beginning, but all of this water is still that same kind of nutrient water. Right now, the only thing I can be bothered to mix with my water is, what is it called? It's Super Grow or Super Thrive. So in case you were wondering, it's just some drops that you can just drop into some water. It just gives the plants some nutrients. And like I said, right now, that's all I can be bothered to do. So at this juncture, I think I'm going to start with the lower right-hand corner of my plant area in my living room and just kind of pull some plants out. I may have to restructure this whole layout again because those plants are quite tall and I don't know if you'll be able to get the whole picture. I might be able to zoom out. I need to look into that, see if I can do that on my camera because I want to make sure you guys can see the plants in their full glory. Just so you can see what I'm working with. Like I said, I have a lot of plants and I love them all, but some of them have got to go. And so I kind of want to give them in their best treatment in case I kick them to the curb, whether it's a friend, family member, and or I sell them. And I will be sending some plants back home when I go drive back in for Thanksgiving. So yeah, let's get these plants where they need to be so that I can actually do that and not feel bad when I'm giving people plants that may or may not be the best. So one that I'm very much contemplating what to do with is my peace lily. Let me see if I can zoom out. I can zoom out. Oh, I think that's so much better. We're going to keep it zoomed out. And also my euphorbia. Let's talk about both of these. So both of these have kind of been problem childs in their own right. And while I'm talking about that, I will go ahead and clean up my peace lily. I don't think you guys can see, but there are just some dead leaves in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip those while I talk. So my peace lily is, I'm so happy to say, a treasure of mine. I will never get rid of her. She is a fraction of the peace lily that my mom got for one of her sisters during their funeral. And I ended up coincidentally, of course, by the time I got really into plants, my mom said, you know, if you can get that peace lily start looking better, I would love it. So I, of course, took the time to look at the peace lily, and by talking to her, looking at it, everything, I thought that it needed to be repotted. She'd had it for I don't even know how long and had never given it new soil, more nutrients, and so I decided to fully repot it, provide more nutrients, and it's been flourishing since. It's just been flourishing left and right. And while I was repotting it, I had a little piece, a fraction of this that broke off. And so I created this one, and it's been doing well. As you can see, it is fully rooted. The container is quite dusty, but it's fully rooted, which I'm so happy about. And so I think it's fully like happy, but I think that it hasn't really met its true potential. And I don't know if it's because it's stuck in full only leca. I don't know if it's because the sizing of the pot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And it's been driving me a little up the wall that it has not flourished more being in the spot that it's currently in. Same with this euphorbia. I'm at low key my wit's end with this plant. I've had this euphorbia for about 3-4 years. This is one of the plants that I got at the very early beginning of my plant journey, and it's never grown. It's not grown a singular inch at all. And I see so many people here on YouTube talking about how euphorbias can't stop growing. They grow so quickly. They grow so quickly. Where? Where? I have, I've changed the soil. I've checked the soil. The roots look fine to me. I don't know what's going on with this plant. I've gone through phases where I water this more. I've gone through phases where I water this less. I just don't know. I mean, it's fully rooted into this soil. I just genuinely don't know what to do with this plant. I'm kind of over it. I mean, I keep kind of just schlepping it along to whatever new place I go to. And it doesn't hurt anything. It's not really taking up much room. I really don't put that much effort into the care and maintenance, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this. And it's really starting to bother me, clearly. So I think I'm going to give myself one more week to think on my peace lily. I'm considering actively, I thought I had a lot more water in my jug. I'm considering unpotting that and just like putting it in a new setup, seeing if that helps. Not that I think that there's anything wrong with the current setup. I think it could be getting more traction. I could be getting more life from it. And the euphorbia, I don't know. I don't know, girl. If you have an idea, please let me know. I know some people will do, what is it called? The etching? Is it etching? Where you'll cut like a piece to promote growth. I don't know if this euphorbia is one of those that you can really do this. I honestly don't remember the species name of this. I just know that the genus is a euphorbia. And I know that euphorbia are technically, I believe people consider them succulents and not actually cacti. So you can actually probably water this a lot more, which is what I was doing at the beginning. But it didn't seem like it was liking it. So I stopped. Should I not? Should I cut it? I kind of want to cut it now. I'm going to cut it. I probably should clean my shears. YOLO. You live once. I'm just going to cut 2 very quick slits on the side, and I'll show you guys in just a second. Okay, well, it's still alive because I'm seeing a juice coming out. Progress. I like it. I like it. I love it. Okay. So we'll see what happens. I think you guys can see the white kind of thing seeping down. So that's from the euphorbia. Let's hope that something comes of this, something good, hopefully nothing bad. I might take this is technically on my floor. I might take this off the floor just to make sure that this does not attract any ants or anything like that. But for now, I think I've done my piece with these two specimens, and I'm going to take a couple of second break for me. Well, for you guys, a long time for me, and I'm going to fill up my jug, or at least get it started while I pull my next grouping of plants, and hopefully I can address those while they're in front of me. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, in said time, I was able to get water, bring 3 plants in front of me. Let's dive on in. Let's help the camera out, and I'm only going to have one on the screen, or at least with me. This is my Alocasia Amazonia. She's beautiful, she's simple, she's easy. I don't really have any problems with this plant at all. She's in, I believe, an 8-inch self-watering pot. It's currently dirt dry. I probably should clean the pot. I'm not your girl. If you want something to be overly clean, I'm not your girl. I'm not going to be that person that takes the time to like clean the bottom of my pots very frequently. I do it every so often, maybe about every 3 to 6 months, somewhere around there. But outside of that, I'm just not it. I don't have the time to do that. Honestly, the amount of time that I'm spending on my plants right now is a luxury for both me and them. So that's about all I've got right meow. Now I'm just going to go ahead and water her. It doesn't look like this plant needs much, which I appreciate greatly from it. It's really a very easy alocasia. I know a lot of people are really scared to try alocasia growing and everything like that, whether you try from a corm or otherwise. Honestly, I've never really had that many issues. I put too much water in here. I've never had all that much issues with my alocasias. I think I started off with some really good ones though. In case you were interested, my very first alocasia I haven't shown yet because I haven't gotten to it, but it's actually in my plant room. It's one of my biggest alocasias, and it is the Regal Shield. It's humongous. If you think this is big, you've not seen a big plant yet. And yeah, I've had that, and that kind of started me on my journey of trying so many different plants. So I really am happy with my attempts. Oh, that's perfect. Yes. I really don't have any bad things to say about most alocasias. A lot of them are really, really great. So if you're somebody who has a lot of difficulty with them, to be fair, I'll help. I probably can help. If you have questions, feel free to put them down below. But to me, they were just easy, and I had no issues with them from the start. This next plant is the one that I mentioned I might be getting rid of, and this is my philodendron, glorious pink lady, pink vein, pink something like that. Basically, it's named that because when it's not fully hardened, you guys can't see the actual plant. When the plant is not fully hardened, the actual plant leaf is fully pink, and once it has hardened, as you can see, well, maybe not, the edge of the plant leaf is actually pink. So it's a beautiful kind of version of the very kind of popular philodendron. I was never a huge philodendron fan. This is driving me crazy, so I'm sure it's driving you guys crazy. Well, I gotta check the plant. I was never a huge, like very, very big philodendron person. I have a couple that I've tried throughout the years, and I either like them or I don't. As far as this one, I kind of do like it. I'm not gonna lie, but there are things that I don't. One, the leaves are just everywhere, right? The way that it grows and kind of hardens, it stays that. It doesn't really move with the light. So this one was obviously reaching for the light when it grew, and it's been driving me crazy. Honestly, instead of like being so in a rush to throw it away or kind of give it away, I might just get rid of the leaves that are driving me crazy. That could help me kind of keep more of my plants. Not that I need to keep them, but yeah, I bought them. That was cold. Ooh! This is another leaf that's driving me insane. It's actually starting to irritate me because it's starting to hit my new growth. So I'm going to go ahead and chop her as well. She was already starting to yellow as well. So, you know, it was time to go. Those are like two of the leaves that were on the plant once I got it. And I actually, not only did I buy this plant and like get it to grow to a decent size for all of the leaves, because the size of the leaves have definitely grown. If you see from like this is one of the oldest ones. Actually, this is the oldest one that I've kept on here. And the newest one is right here. Now, I think it didn't, no, that's not the newest one. This is the newest one right here, the biggest one. So Pink Glory, that's the name. So this is the glorious Pink Glory. And and I really do like it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like its growth pattern. It's not a huge fan of mine. And because of where I have it, it's the leaves face up, obviously, because they want the light instead of facing out. So I really don't think that I can get like the biggest bang for my buck, but I can easily grow this out and or propagate this for other people and sell this. Like it's so many easy ways to do all of that. Is that something I want to do? But if I have friends that really, really want it, I probably would do that for them. So there is that. I got this like cute, like plastic container. I had to get like 10 of them. I could not find a cheap version on Amazon for just like one because I only need one. I only have one crawling plant. But as you can see over the years, it hasn't been a lot of years, maybe one. If that, it is definitely rooted in very, very nicely, which is good. Like I said, if I do want to go ahead and propagate, especially those nodes that I just cut the leaves off, I could easily propagate them, get them to produce a leaf, and then give them away. So I did just clean off the actual leaves of this last week. I remember doing that. And that is something that if you are ever going to get into philodendron, I highly recommend you trying to remember to do that very often because they do get a lot of sigmatic fluid. And so it's very sticky. It attracts certain like insects, like it'll attract ants a lot. And so if you are not prepared and like kind of cleaning up after them, that can be an issue that you hear a lot of YouTubers talking about. Okay, so the last plant that I brought over, there's only one more that I need to take from that section of my living room, but there's still so much left in this living room. So I probably need to stop talking so much. Is this baby? I don't even think I ever figured out the name of this. I think it's just like a purple something. I don't know. I actually really don't know the name of this one. But I'm very good at growing her. When I bought her or got her, I didn't buy this. It was only like two or three leaves, and it's grown to be quite a demanding plant. The thing that I hate about this plant is if it gets even halfway dry, it will lose its leaves. It'll just shed its leaves like water. It's very perverting self. It's very good at keeping itself alive, basically. So it will kill off any and every leaf it has to ensure that it can stay alive with the amount of water that I give it. And with my schedule being as it is, I just don't have the time to keep up with this water that this requires, which is why I upcycled it to this pot, which is actually quite a big pot for the amount of foliage that you see. But it clearly is not enough because it's still very actively shedding its leaves. This is not one of those plants that I think I want to keep here. If anything, I might bring it to my work. I do have quite a few plants at work, maybe two or three. And all of them are like trailing plants. So this could be something nice. This would be one of the bigger ones to bring. And this would give me a little bit different color because right now all of them are green. This one is mainly green, but it definitely does have some purple to it if you look at the bottom. And as it seems to mature, I think it gets less of that purple and it just stays more in that that green. But I think right now the main thing I'm going to do, and I guess I should have this available for you guys to see, but I unfortunately just don't have the best angle, is I'm just going to use some greening pins so I can at least show you guys what those are. Let me just put them in. So greening pins come in a lot of different forms. I mainly have this metal format right here. But I also have plastic ones based on like when I get things sent to me, or not sent. When I buy certain plants, they will have like a greening pin because they needed it to help propagate the product. So what these do is they help you to stabilize the product or the plant in the substrate that they're in. And in doing so, you can help to promote more root growth in certain spots. They're called growth points. And from those points, you can basically create new plants, more or less. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep some of these branches more structured onto the soil. So hopefully it can focus on more root growth instead of soaking up all of my blessed water. And, argument's sake, that's actually going to make it harder for me to keep up the watering, but it also just cleans the plant up. I do not like plants being messy and just kind of unruly, and that's their nature, right? I feel like to an extent, I'm asking them to go against their nature, so it's on me. But yeah, anyways, let's just push some of these in there. Just kind of hopefully train some of these to grow a little bit more. And there we go. It may not look sufficiently of a huge difference to you guys, but it's truly a huge difference to me. I know this plant wants more water. It's extremely thirsty plant. I mean, honestly, I consider this on the thirst level of a begonia. If you're very familiar with begonias, they are extremely thirsty plants. I can't keep up with my begonias either because they're every time I turn around, they want more water, and I don't have the time. These are some of the plants where I should have honestly put them in semi-hydro. It would have been so much easier. Semi-hydro, I find, tends to hold water longer. The actual, like, not soil, because it's not a soiled product, but the actual substrate itself. And so, yeah, it makes it easier if you have plants that are thirstier or kind of they like to drink at their own rate. I'd highly recommend semi-hydro or a semi-hydro type product. If you are somebody who doesn't like the look of it or whatever, you could also do leca. That's another reason why I put my peace lily in leca, because it's like a similar type substrate that will allow the plant to suck up as much water as it wants, and just an easier format than like soil. Soil tends to stay wet if you overwater it, or kind of dry out very quickly if you do not give it the water that it requires to stay wet. So anyways, another tangent for another day. I'm just going to go put these 3 back, and then I will pull out my oxalis so we can cut her up back. And then we have to really just rip through the rest of this living room, or I'm going to be here for, 5 hours, and I've got to sleep. And it's already 9 a.m. And I've been up since 10 p.m. last night, and I got to wake up again today to do another overtime shift. So I really got to put the pedal to the metal.